Welcome to Life in Calgary, Alberta. I'm your host, Patrick Murray. And if you want to know how to buy a house in Calgary, then guys, you're in the right place. I'm going to discuss that in detail here, giving you 9 steps about the entire process from beginning to end. All right, now before I do that, if this is your first time in this channel and you want to know exactly what it's like to eat, sleep, breathe, live, and play in Calgary, Alberta, then you are in the right place. Just hit that subscribe button and click that little bell so you get notified every single time I release a new video. All right, guys, so my information is below. If you are considering making a purchase in Calgary or the surrounding bedroom communities such as Chestermere, Airdrie, Cochrane, or Okotoks, feel free to reach out to me with a text, an email, or a phone call. I will absolutely get back to you. All right, guys, let's get into how to buy a house in Calgary right after this. All right, guys, let's get into this. How to buy a house in Calgary. Now, before I get started, I just want you to know I do have some notes here because I've got so much information to share with you today, and I don't want to miss a single thing. Now, before we get into things, there are some important things to consider when buying a home. And the most important step is making the right connection right from the get-go. And I'll discuss who to connect with and when to connect with these individuals throughout the process so I can take you from wanting to purchase a home to actually purchasing and owning a property. All right, guys, step 1 is to find a great realtor because the realtor really is the glue that holds the entire process of buying a home together for you. Now, consider this. This is the person that will connect you with the right professionals throughout the entire process. They will be your trusted advisor as you look at homes, not just looking at and pointing out all the positives of a home, but also some of the negatives or sort of some of the concerns that they are seeing that you may not be seeing. Now, they'll be writing a purchase contract on your behalf to get you the best deal possible and to protect you, and they'll be negotiating on your behalf and under consultation with you to help you negotiate that purchase contract. Now, guys, to work with a realtor, hey, you have to hire us, okay? That's important. And that means signing a brokerage agreement. Now, in that agreement, there's going to be a few things in there. We denote our services, our fiduciary duties to you that we hold above ourselves, much like when a lawyer holds duties to their client. It's the same thing with a realtor when we sign this agreement with you. You have a few very easy duties as a buyer that are denoted in there. There's a time frame for the agreement. And our fees are also denoted within there. And in the vast majority of cases, they are paid by the seller. Now, remember to choose a realtor with whom you like and who's a good communicator because you're going to be in touch with this person often and they're going to be working for you on your behalf. And you want to make sure that the lines of communication are open, you're getting along, you like them, and you're going to get a deal done. Step 2 in the journey is to find a lender. Okay, so should you need financing or a mortgage loan for this large purchase, then you're going to either need to contact a mortgage broker or go directly to a lender to get a proper mortgage pre-approval. Now, this, without a shadow of a doubt, will tell you exactly how much you can spend before you start looking at homes so that you're not disappointed and looking out of your price range. You want to be looking at homes that you can afford. Now, your realtor will be a great source of referrals to point you in the right direction to chat with a lender or a mortgage broker that can get you the best mortgage rate and mortgage product, which is equally important for you and your family. Now, mortgage pre-approval is important for another reason, not just for knowing how much you can spend on a home, but also because sellers will take you more seriously if you have a mortgage pre-approval. So it's always good for us to have a letter from that lender or a mortgage broker. All right, guys, step 3, this is the fun part. Once you have a realtor and you have a proper mortgage pre-approval in place, so you know exactly what you can spend in the home, now you can start your home search. This means your realtor is going to set up a search for you. You're going to tell them the homes of interest. Your realtor is going to set up those showings, and they're going to join you as you set up appointments and go and look at these properties together to find the best home. And like I said, it's the fun part because this is where you really do get your buyer education looking at properties. Now, sometimes you find a great house right away. That's great. Good for you. And sometimes it takes a little longer. You got to kiss a few frogs before you get your prince, right? Same thing with buying a house. Sometimes you don't see the right one right away and you have to look at a few. And that's okay too, because no matter how long it takes, your realtor will be with you throughout the entire process. People often ask me, Patrick, how do I know when I found the right house? Well, guys, I relate this to dating. Okay, now bear with me here. Think back to when you first met your mate or significant other, or when you went on that first date that was so important. Do you remember going home afterwards and you just started thinking about that person? You couldn't stop thinking about them. You were imagining life with them, and you were looking forward to what would hopefully be the next date. Well, guys, it's the same thing as finding a house, because you find a house, you go home, and you can't stop thinking about the home. You imagine yourself living there. You imagine decorating, maybe repainting, maybe raising a family. Who knows, right? It goes on and on. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you found the one. That's how you know when you found the right house. All right, so let's say you have found the one. Now it's time to write an offer. Now, this is where your realtor will assist you to put together a contract for an offer price on a home that you would want, along with some conditions and terms within that contract to protect you. Okay, so you have to put down a deposit along with your offer, as every contract to purchase a property must be accompanied by a deposit, and your realtor can assist you with what would be appropriate for that particular property. You'll put in a date that you want to move into the property and have the sellers move out. This is called possession day or closing date. And you're going to put some conditions in there to protect you so that you can do your due diligence on the property. Now, common conditions could be a home inspection condition. Another one might be a financing condition if you're getting a mortgage, because yes, the lender may have pre-approved you, but now the lender needs to take that further step to approve you and the property you're purchasing for the mortgage loan. And if you're purchasing a condominium, then you will want to have a condominium documents review condition. Now, conditions do have a specific timeline for when they must be met. Great, so you've submitted your purchase contract to the seller. Step 5 is negotiations. All right, people get nervous during negotiations, I understand, and rightfully so, because you just don't know what the other side's going to do, right? Humans are humans, we can't predict. Well, consider this. First off, everything in a purchase contract can be up for negotiation. And this is where your realtor is going to go to work to try to bring about the best deal for you and your family. Now, if right away or after some back and forth, you and the seller agree to the contract, then you begin working on satisfying your conditions or your due diligence. And if not, well, guess what? That contract dies and you continue to look at homes until you find the next one. All right, guys, step 6, let's think positively here. Your offer has been accepted. Congratulations. You're one step closer to buying a home, but now you need to satisfy your conditions or do your due diligence. So if you need a mortgage, like I already said, you will need a financing condition in the contract. You and your realtor will work together to forward all the appropriate paperwork to your mortgage lender or your mortgage broker so that they can do their work. Your realtor can refer you to a great home inspector so that they can go through the house, inspect it, finding any discoverable issues that may be an issue with the property. And so you go into the purchase with your eyes wide open. And if you are making a purchase of a condominium, then your realtor can refer you to a great condominium documents review expert to review the documents for the corporation to ensure you're buying into a good complex. If at the end of the review period you have satisfied your conditions and your due diligence, then you will waive the conditions in the contract, and your contract will be firm and your deposit will form a part of the purchase price. Now, if you are not happy with the findings within your due diligence, then you won't waive conditions. The contract will be dead. You will get your deposit back and you'll keep looking at homes until you find the next one. All right, guys, we're going to continue to think positively here. Moving on to step 7. Let's say you waive your conditions, making the contract firm. Well, guys, congratulations. First off, you bought a house one step closer to moving in, but there's a few more things to do. Now you need a good real estate lawyer, guys. And in Alberta, you do require a real estate lawyer for all real estate transactions. And your realtor can, again, make a great referral to you to somebody that will be a great fit for you. Step 8, hey, start packing. This is when you need to book your movers, relocate all of your utilities, change your mail, your addresses with anybody sending you mail, etc. And your realtor may organize within the contract, prior to all the negotiations, of course, a walkthrough 24 to 48 hours before you take possession of the property, just to make sure everything is in order. Step 9, all right, it's possession day. All right, this is the day when the lawyers will transfer the money from your account into the, or from their account rather, that you had given to them into the account for the seller's lawyer. Keys will then be releasable, and your realtor will take possession of those keys and hand them over for you for possession of your home. Hey guys, it's time to celebrate. It's what you've been working for. All right, guys, like I said earlier, if you are considering making a home purchase in Calgary or Chestermere, Airdrie, Cochrane, Okotoks, my information is below. Feel free to reach out to me with a text, an email, a phone call, whatever. I will absolutely get back to you so you can start living your life in Calgary, Alberta.